Welcome to the first episode of our series on the history of orthodoxy in the British Isles. When most people think about the history of Christianity in Britain, they picture medieval cathedrals, monks copying manuscripts, or St Augustine arriving from Rome in AD 597. Yet the Christian story began centuries earlier. Long before the Anglo-Saxons, Vikings and Norman castles, small Christian communities were already growing in Roman Britain. Their story is one of faith, courage, persecution, and survival. It has often been overlooked, yet these early centuries laid the foundations for Christianity in Britain. To understand how Christianity arrived, we must begin with the Romans. In the 1st century BC, Britain stood on the edge of the known world. Julius Caesar crossed the Channel in 55 and 54 BC, but permanent Roman rule only began in AD 43, when Emperor Claudius launched a full-scale invasion with 4 legions. Over the following decades, the Romans conquered much of southern Britain, establishing forts, roads, towns, and administrative centres. The new province of Britannia became part of an empire stretching from Britain to North Africa and the Middle East. The Romans were remarkable builders. They constructed roads linking military camps with growing towns, many of which still influence Britain's road network today. One of the most important was Watling Street, rebuilt from an ancient British trackway into a highway connecting Dover with London, St Albans and Wroxeter. Soldiers, merchants and officials travelled along it, and eventually Christian missionaries would use the same route to spread the gospel. The Romans also founded important towns. Around AD 47, they established Londinium on the River Thames. It rapidly became the commercial and administrative centre of Roman Britain. Goods arrived from every corner of the empire, making Britain part of an international trading network. Further north stood Eboracum, modern York, one of Rome's principal military headquarters. Other towns, including Colchester, St Albans, Lincoln and Gloucester, flourished with temples, baths, markets and impressive public buildings. Roman Britain was becoming fully integrated into imperial civilization. Not everyone accepted Roman rule. The greatest resistance came in AD 60, when Queen Boudica led a revolt after the Romans seized her kingdom and mistreated her family. Her forces destroyed Camulodunum, burned Londinium, and devastated Verulamium before being defeated by Governor Suetonius Paulinus. Although the rebellion failed, Boudica became a lasting symbol of resistance and remains one of Britain's most famous historical figures. Following the revolt, Roman Britain entered a long period of stability. Agriculture expanded, trade flourished, and prosperous villas appeared throughout the countryside. Britain was no longer isolated, but closely connected with the Mediterranean world. These connections proved crucial for Christianity. The gospel spread throughout the Roman Empire using its roads, shipping routes, and trade networks. The apostles themselves travelled on Roman infrastructure, and merchants, soldiers, and officials carried new ideas wherever they went. Could Christianity have reached Britain during the 1st century? The answer is certainly yes. Regular travel between Britain and continental Europe meant that Christian merchants, soldiers, or officials could easily have brought the faith decades before any written evidence survives. Unfortunately, very few early British records remain. Unlike Rome or Alexandria, Britain produced little written material, and much was later lost through invasion and the passage of time. Historians therefore rely upon archaeology together with Roman and early Christian writers. Tacitus provides invaluable information about Britain's conquest and administration, helping us understand the political world in which the first British Christians lived. Suetonius offers detailed biographies of the Roman emperors, placing Britain's history within the wider context of the empire. Another important source is the Notitia Dignitatum, a late Roman administrative document listing military and civil offices throughout the empire. It offers an invaluable picture of Roman government during Britain's final decades under imperial rule. Together with archaeological discoveries, these sources allow historians to reconstruct Roman Britain with remarkable accuracy. During the 2nd and 3rd centuries, the province became increasingly sophisticated. Around AD 197, it was divided into Britannia Superior and Britannia Inferior, with London and York serving as provincial capitals. Later reforms created 4 provinces within the Diocese of Britain. These changes were more than administrative. They established important urban centres linked by excellent communications. Many of these cities later became centres of Christian life, with bishops appointed where Roman administration had already created stable communities. In many ways, Roman government unintentionally prepared Britain for the organisation of the early Church. Yet no empire lasts forever. By the late 4th century, the Western Roman Empire was weakening. Germanic tribes pressed against its borders, while civil wars drained military resources. Britain became increasingly isolated. In 383, Magnus Maximus withdrew many troops from Britain during his bid for imperial power. In 407, Constantine III removed most of the remaining mobile army for another unsuccessful campaign on the continent. Britain's defences were left dangerously weakened. Finally, around AD 410, Emperor Honorius informed the cities of Britain that they must organise their own defence. Rome could no longer protect the province. Although often described as the end of Roman Britain, the transition was gradual. Roman officials disappeared, garrisons were abandoned, towns declined, and trade became more difficult. Local rulers replaced imperial administration as Roman institutions slowly collapsed. For ordinary people, however, life continued. Farmers cultivated their fields, merchants traded where possible, and Christian communities continued gathering for worship under the leadership of their bishops. The collapse of Roman rule did not destroy Christianity. Instead, it opened a new chapter. As imperial authority disappeared, the Church increasingly became one of the few remaining institutions capable of providing stability, education, and leadership. During the centuries that followed, bishops, monks, and missionaries would preserve not only the Christian faith, but also much of classical learning. Yet before exploring how Christianity survived the end of Roman Britain, we must answer 3 important questions. Who were Britain's earliest Christians? When did the gospel first reach these shores? And what evidence do historians possess for the existence of Christian communities in Roman Britain? That is where our story continues.